Good afternoon and thank you for joining us on Nationwide. I am Kende Olale. An High Court sitting in Wari has restrained the Senate President Bukola Saraki from declaring the seat of former Minority Leader of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, vacant. Justice Othman Musa also ordered Saraki not to impede Senate Akpabio's access to the Senate building or take any action aimed at impeding his privileges and rights as a senator, pending the determination of the originating summon of the applicant. The orders were made after an ex parte application seeking to stop moves to declare his seat vacant following his defection from the PDP to the APC. The case has been adjourned to August 29, 2018 for further hearing. As the wave of defection continues to dominate the political sphere, in the recent times, one-time acting governor of Adamawa State, Ambassador James Barker, says he remains an APC member and stalwart. Reacting to media reports that he has defected from the APC, the former acting governor says he remains in the APC to support the transformational project and programs of President Muhammadu Buhari.
I'm staying in APC because I believe, in the transformation agenda of the president. Today, I can drive to my home, a road that was abandoned for a very long time, right into my doorstep. Today, in my area, they are building a modern hospital, courtesy of this administration in my local government. My local government has produced 2 SGF in this administration. So, for me to contemplate to leave APC with all these things that the president has done to us, I feel I must be an insane person. And so, we are getting democracy dividends from this present administration, so I have no cause or any other person from my area to even think of contemplating to leave APC.
Ambassador Barker urged Nigerians to sustain support for President Muhammadu Buhari for more beneficial programs. And the Alumni Association of the National Institute says politicians should embrace discipline and play politics of decency in order to safeguard democracy. The president of the association, Kali Bolaji, said this while reacting to the recent defection by members of the 2 major political parties, the All Progressives Congress APC and the People's Democratic Party PDP in Abuja, while describing the invasion of the National Assembly by operatives of the Department of State Service DSS as a great threat to the survival of Nigeria. He, however, commended the response by the acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, on the matter.
ANI feels strongly that all security agencies must operate within their mandate to defend the Nigerian nation and its people. Never must they be induced or influenced to be used as tools in the hands of politicians and political actors. It is imperative to be reminded again that Nigeria belongs to all of us, and no operation by anyone or from any quarter must be allowed to shorten the hard-earned democracy or distract the government from delivering on the dividend contained in the current government campaign promises.
ANI is a body of all former course participants of the National Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPS, saddled with the responsibility of advising the government on critical development issues. The Independent National Electoral Commission has registered more than 220,000 eligible voters in the ongoing continuous voters registration exercise in Jigawa State. State Resident Electoral Commissioner Dr. Mahmuda Issa stated this while speaking with Abibu Hussaini on the recent extension of the exercise period.
About 2 million eligible voters have so far registered in Jigawa State, out of which 226,000 were registered during the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise. INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Dr. Mahmoud Issa appealed to all eligible voters to come for registration, as that will enable them exercise their civic rights come 2019.
Any complaint of said, look, we're in INEC office from volunteer evening, and when they get my name, then they told me to go home, they cannot register me. Anybody did not register is because he did not comply with the legal requirement. We are law-abiding, we have the discipline, and we are ordered by the Commission to do what is right and according to the law.
The Commissioner further said the recent extension of the registration period will support the Commission to capture more eligible voters and advise those registered to come for their cards. Some eligible voters who commended the registration process call for support to the electoral body to deliver its mandate.
As a result of the limited number of days for this exercise, some persons have just lost hope. They don't want to participate, but since they've extended the date, more persons are likely to come and register.
Jigawa has currently received 64,000 PVCs out of the number registered in the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise, with more than 48,000 collected. From Dutse, Habib Hussein, NTA News.
Residents of Ilorin, the Kwara capital, before the new deadline, Abdulwahid Bibire went round some of the centers in the state and reports that insufficient data capturing machines and personnel have characterized the ongoing continuous voter registration exercise.
INEC's extension of voters' registration exercise by 2 weeks is to accommodate eligible voters who were not captured during the 2015 general elections and those that have just reached age 18. A cross-section of residents who spoke to NTA commended INEC for its proactiveness at ensuring that citizens exercise their franchise, but described the process as cumbersome.
Employ more people to this INEC office so that the population of people will not even more when they see the population of people, because there must be a division of labor. There is no division of labor in this office.
The centers are not enough. People are coming from Gakombi and, various places.
They appeal to the concerned authorities to domesticate the registration processes to the ward level for convenience and to accommodate more eligible voters. Reacting, INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner in Kwara State, Garba Atairu Madami, assures that the challenges will soon become a thing of the past.
The issue of capturing machine, we have gotten more. In the area of staff, I've even asked some of my staff in the headquarters to go and assist.
The continuous voters registration exercise is expected to be rounded off by the end of this month. Abdulwahid Bibire, NTA News.
President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated former Governor of Rivers State, Dr. Peter Odili, on his 70th birthday. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, described the celebrant as a prominent politician who has fostered peaceful and harmonious coexistence in the Niger Delta region through peaceful engagement and meaningful dialogue, which is in line with the administration's commitment to peace and stability. As family, friends, colleagues and well-wishers gathered to celebrate Dr. Odili's milestone and achievement, President Buhari praised God Almighty to sustain him with continued good health and fulfillment in the years to come. The next set of reports on NTA Nationwide will be delivered by Ingeno in Lagos. Over to you, Ingeno.
UK and welcome to Lagos. The maiden train ride from Kogi State to Delta was a historic journey because it was the first time a train took off from Kogi through Edo and down to Delta State. The Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amechi, and other notable passengers were part of the ride, as correspondent Tunde Saiki tells us more.
For over 30 years, this rail line was in limbo, completed but idle. In just 1 year, the situation has been turned around, and the result is this modern train running through states that have been waiting for this dream to come true. The various communities the rail line passed through were full of joy as they came out to see the train.
It's a kind of development that has come in our own time.
And we are very much grateful to Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari and his minister for giving us such a wonderful opportunity.
The 327-kilometer standard gauge railway line running from Itakwe in Kogi State to Warri in Delta State has 12 train stations. It was initially built to connect Nigeria's iron ore mining and steel production belts, but today the federal government is introducing passenger train.
As this locomotive and coaches are running, the same thing that the cargo, this will also be running, the freight rail. It's just a matter of using communication and signaling to ensure that one could go when the other one is waiting. But the same, the iron ore deposits and all other things that will create industrialization here are all still in place, and we are going to do that.
So we are, what we call trial runs, that's what we are doing. You know, now the stations are not fully in place, but we can improvise to make sure people start enjoying the benefits on time.
Some other members of the minister's entourage describe the train ride as worthwhile.
We know that steel development is one of the bedrocks of economic development of any nation. We are sure that this project will go a long way in facilitating the completion of Ajakuta and ensuring that steel production and development takes place on a very sound footing.
Tunde Saiki, NTA News.
Micro, small and medium enterprises in the country have been charged to produce their products through strict adherence to standards to get certification and acceptance. The Director General of the Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, Osita Aboloma, stated this at the 2018 Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinic, which held in Lagos.
Small and micro enterprises remain the main building blocks on which the building process of the Nigerian economy is hinged. This is why government at all levels, particularly the presidency, is keen on building the sector. Indeed, the clinic is the brainchild of the Vice President's office, aimed at bringing together the small and medium traders, as well as government and stakeholders, under an umbrella to create an enabling environment.
As the environment changes, the standards and the quality of the goods that are expected from the SME also changes accordingly. So that's why we strive to work with them together in elaborating the standards and the enforcement of the standards.
The Director General, Standards Organization of Nigeria, Osita Aboloma, said access to SON processes have been made easier towards ensuring quality assurance and standardization.
The role basically in SMEs is to guide them towards the concretion of quality, of standards and standardization to make their goods more acceptable within Nigeria and beyond.
I produce, I package, and I market. This program gave me the opportunity to meet government agencies and liaise with them as in knowing what it will take me to get involved in economic building.
I've had engagement with NAFDAC. I've gotten their requirements. In bit by bit, I'm meeting their requirements. So what is winning now for me is to get the facility. I have the equipment, but to get the facility that is approved by them.
Kaduna is our next stop on NTA Nationwide, and Rukaya is our guide. Over to you, Rukaya.
Hingino, and welcome to Kaduna Network Center. Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdulrahman Dambazau, says the federal government is committed to the success of the ongoing reforms in the Nigerian prisons. The minister stated this during the passing out parade of the 26th Assistant Superintendent of Prisons Basic Course participants in Kaduna. Haman Jabani has the story.
Reviewing the parade, Minister of Interior Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Dambazo, represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Mohammed Bello, commended the Controller General of the Nigerian Prison Service, Jafaru Ahmed, for providing leadership and prudent utilization of resources that have achieved maximum results towards prison reform in the country. He charged the cadet to as security officers and part of criminal justice system to secure, reform, rehabilitate and reintegrate deviants back to society, as well as assist government in checkmating current security challenges in the country. Lieutenant General Abdurrahman Dambazo stressed determination of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration in the ongoing reform in the Nigerian prison service. Hence, they should contribute their quota in the protection of lives and property in order to achieve growth and development of the nation. A total of 145 cadets passed out from the 6-month Assistant Superintendent of Prisons basic course. Hamman Jabani, NTA News.
And Katsina State Command of the Nigeria Immigration Service has arrested a suspected human trafficker and rescued 7 victims post in Katsina State.
We're sorry for that audio mix-up. You're watching Nationwide on NTA. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we'll have more reports.
Speech is not a joke. It incites genocide and crimes against humanity. Most of Africa's civil wars are caused by hate speech from one tribe against another. We don't want it here. The Nigerian government stands firm against hate speech.
Under no conditions whatsoever should we tolerate or excuse or justify hate speech or hateful conduct of any kind, especially where such is illegal.
There's no doubt that the resurgent push for separatism, as well as the rising cases of ethnic and religious disharmony, are all traceable to the growing phenomenon of hate speech.
One nation bound in freedom, peace and unity.
Nigeria, one nation, one people.
This is a public service announcement brought to you by NTA.
Fake news which is shared for malicious purposes is a danger to our peace and security in Nigeria. Misinformation as fake news is a serious threat to our hard-earned democracy and promotes hatred and misunderstanding between our communities. Federal Ministry of Information.
For years, the NTA has been promoting science, technology, arts and crafts under the tagged name National Children's Expo. We are set with another edition as we gather children around Nigeria, junior category ages 6 to 12 and senior category ages 13 to 18. The theme for Expo 2018, achieving self-sufficiency in agriculture, meeting the challenges of security and exposition of alternative energy. We are set to celebrate the best of innovation across the country. For more information, please call the following numbers. NTA ETV, promoting learning.
The community is not lacking behind in education.
The major challenge that we have is access to internet facilities, computer education.
Good to know that you're still there. The Special Anti-Robbery Squad, as the highest body in the Nigerian police force, is saddled with the responsibility of investigating and apprehending criminals. Following presidential directive of overhauling the Special Anti-Robbery Squad, guest on NT's Current Affairs program Good Morning Nigeria advised training and retraining of personnel, standard code of conduct and proper selection process. Sarafina Okun reports.
40 years, there has been success stories in line of achievements of the Special Anti-Robbery Squad in Nigeria, however set up as a result of frequent criminal activities. Policing, though extremely stressful when humanity is reduced to the lowest level, like the recent killings of police officers in Abuja and other states of the federation. However, there are cases of inhuman treatment meted on innocent Nigerians.
I think it's just a case of negligent supervision and then a case of perhaps impunity. People were doing things and nobody was asking them.
You must be dedicated to your duty. You must be able to monitor, know where your men are at any given time. Most of these people who do illegal duty is not known to the head of SARS.
Kabiru Adamu, risk management expert and other security experts, advised for a better overhauling of the SARS unit, saying there must be shorter chain of communication. Personnel must have high level of alertness, carry out intelligence-driven training, keeping away emotional sentiments, do proper selection process, shunning all levels of impunity, and have a transparent monitoring of the system.
The reason why SARS was introduced is to stop kidnapping and armed robbery. Then I think that standard operating procedures and code of conduct should be clear and transparent in the achievement of that stated objective.
The establishment is in the state, and the state is to ensure that they cover all the area of the state.
Violent crimes such as headers conflicts, kidnapping, robbery and terrorism gave way for the Nigerian police force to setting up of the tactical unit of a special anti-robbery squad to help free the society of criminal elements. Jimo Moshood, first public relations officer, noted that with reforms and programs of the federal anti-robbery squad's operatives, crime rates will be to the barest minimum, while guests advocated for proper funding and equipment with modern technological gadgets, as this would help in combating crime, especially flashpoints. Serafina Okon, NTA News.
As part of effort to reduce housing deficit in the country, the Nigerian Army is to build 322 housing units. The public and private partnership project to be situated in Otukpo, Benue State is part of the Nigerian Army's post-service housing development aimed at improving the welfare of personnel through provision of affordable housing. While signing the Memorandum of Understanding in Abuja, the Managing Director of Nigerian Army Post-Service Development said between 2006 to date, the project has developed 28 estates in the 15th state of the Federation, including Abuja.
See estates be run by Army, they used to have the impression that it's going to be only for serving personnel. No. This estate is for the whole, for Nigerians. That is, civilians and military alike have equal chances, have equal opportunities of owning a house in that estate. So it's not going to be restricted to service personnel. Anybody can subscribe in this estate.
The foundation of defense, peace and security in the society lies in the family, with the military family at the very soul of it all. The shared vulnerability makes it incumbent on military and police families to be part of the search for solutions to the challenges of security in the country. Olajide Bello reports that the wife of the acting president, Dolapo Oshimbajo, stated this at a two-day national conference by the Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association in Abuja.
As the armed forces and other security agencies are constantly saddled with the responsibility of protecting the nation's territorial integrity, their spouses are taking up the responsibility of not only taking care of the home front, but also further contribute their quota as a think tank on national and security issues. Therefore, the National Conference of Defense and Police Officers' Wives Association is to set the ball rolling on how effectively they can contribute to national development.
Those that help those that help us also need help. The better
and other stakeholders timely, relevant and credible information showing areas of critical needs of military families as it affects the
Ogochukuka in Benin for details of this and other reports.
Thank you for joining us in Benin. Good afternoon. Governor Godwin Obaseki has received the one-year report from the Task Force Against Human Trafficking set up by the state government to curb the menace. Elizabeth Owotoma reports that a total of 1,021 female returnees came back pregnant.
State in recent times has been in the news as reports say it tops the list in the number of people embarking on perilous journeys to Europe in search of greener pastures. Faced with the challenges of falling to sexual exploitation and crossing the Mediterranean on overloaded dinghies, Governor Obaseki explained that aside poverty, underdevelopment is a problem militating against legal migration. Governor Obaseki also promised returnees of better shelter as the World Bank has approved funds for the refurbishing of a home within the next 90 days.
Taxpayers' money and revenues in Edo State is left for Edo people. We will take the money to the base, give it to the people, and use it for the people where it is most required.
While presenting the scorecard of the task force for the year, the Chairman and Commissioner for Justice, Yinka Omorogbe, disclosed that 3,883 victims have been returned in 34 batches, and the state government has paid stipends ranging from 10,000 naira to 25,000 naira in different categories.
The past 1 year, we've had different advocacy and sensitization programs. Commencing with our visit to the Oba's Palace, we've had different town hall meetings, market stalls.
Another set of returnees is being expected this Thursday. In Benin, Elizabeth Owotoma, NTA News.
The wife of Ondo State Governor, Betty Anyanwu Akeredolu, has empowered 400 girls in the state in information and communication technology and solar technology, declaring open the 2018 summer boot camp for girls between age 9 and 16 at Ilara Mokin in the federal local government area of the state. She said no nation can achieve sustainable development except priorities given to the girl child in terms of education and protection. Abiola Ario reports.
Mrs. Akeredolu said investment in the girl child is not only an investment that secures a nation's future, but one that transforms a state. She said concerted efforts must be geared towards ensuring the girl child has access to quality education and stop tradition and religious beliefs that discriminate against them.
I understand that a prosperous woman equals a prosperous family, and in turn, a prosperous community.
Speakers at the occasion also advocated that attention must be given to the girl child in the country, adding that female literacy population remains higher till date. Some of the participants commended the wife of the governor for providing the platform for them and promised to utilize the opportunity.
It's a privilege for me to be among the girls that were choosing to come for the camp. I just do it. I should have known more on solar.
The 400 girls selected across the state are expected to be trained for 2 weeks. From Ilara Moki, Abiola Rio, NTA News.
Members of the Christian Women Fellowship International have converged in Benin for a prayer session tagged Empowerment to Succeed, where they expressed optimism that there will be total restoration of the country in no distant time. Ede Ago has details.
Women also appreciated God for the entity called Nigeria, saying its existence is not a mistake. They said despite the challenge of insecurity, there is the hope of a better tomorrow. Wife of the state governor, Betsy Obaseki, the Archbishop, Church of God Mission International, and the President General, Christian Women Fellowship International, Most Reverend Margaret Idaosa, and other speakers advised women never to forget the seed of righteousness, which is Jesus, and the need for them to showcase him in their daily living.
It is not the word of man. I'm sure there are people here who will attest to the fact that they're great men of God in Nigeria and outside of this country who have spoken these words about Nigeria. That God has shown them visions, spoken to them that he's going to do a great thing in this country and make this country great.
God has given them scepter, staff of office that he has given unto them, that they shouldn't lose it. The staff of office of righteousness, of doing things right.
Destinies have been redirected. Lives have been changed.
We have hope for this country, Nigeria. We know that for sure God is taking us to a great and expected end.
The women also prayed for the successful conduct of the 2019 general election. In Benin, Ede Ago, NTA News.
Vivian is standing by in our Port Harcourt Center with details on police rescue of kidnapped victims in Uyo and other stories. Vivian, take it away.
Chukuka, good to see you. The Rivers State Police Command has paraded 28 suspects involved. I beg your pardon, I'll take that again. The Rivers State Police Command has paraded 28 suspects involved in different high-level criminal acts within the state. Rivers State Commissioner of Police Zaki Ahmed also displayed 8 recovered vehicles before newsmen. Robinson Daratede has details.
This time, 14 suspected armed robbers, 11 kidnappers, and 3 cultists across the state were arrested. The police said the death of 72-year-old retired army personnel David Walter at Upeliede community in Awoda was the handwork of the kidnappers. Similarly, 3 suspects who allegedly killed a SAS operative at a Che office were also paraded. The command recovered 2 buses, 3 Sienna cars, 1 Jeep, and 2 small cars from the armed robbers. The owners with genuine claims are expected to go to the command for proper claims. At the inception of duty, as the 38th Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, Zaki Ahmed read a riot act to criminals in the state to either repent, relocate, or face justice.
We deployed all the resources at our disposal
tackle the menace of cultism, armed robbery, and kidnapping, which have been our major challenge. And I can say with obvious frankness that we have won the war. However, we will not rest on our horse until criminality in the state is further reduced drastically.
Other items include laptops and SIM.
The joint effort by security operatives led by the police in Akwa Ibom State has rescued 5 victims from suspected kidnappers in Etimepo local government area. Miriam Vincent Oko reports that the victims were handed over to Akwa Ibom State Commissioner of Police Adeyemi Ogunje Milusi.
The victims, who were in captivity for 1 month, were rescued by officers of Operation Purge in Etimepo local government area of Akwa Ibom State. Suspects arrested during the joint operation are 3 children said to be informants to the kidnappers.
Steady boys, they come kidnap me from my house. Then carry me go one village.
They carry me, type my eyes and carry go where they carry me to. I don't know that place.
Items recovered include an AK-47 rifle with 7 rounds of ammunition, 1 pump action gun, 3 locally made pistols, and 1 Dane gun. Speaking on behalf of the State Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State Command, the Deputy Commissioner of Police, Yekini Ayoku, said one Emmanuel Imejombo, a notorious kidnapper, was gunned down during exchange of gunfire.
We continue to applaud the support we are receiving from the government of Akwa Ibom State and the good people of Akwa Ibom State. We rely on them to give us more information, and we assure them that we are up to the task in bringing stability to that area.
He assured that no effort will be spared in ensuring that peace returns to the troubled areas of Etimepo and Ukanafon local government areas. In Uyo, Marian Vincent Oko, NTA News.
In the wake of recent boat mishaps in Rivers State, concerned Nigerians advocating greater attention to the waterways to make them safe for travelers. Onangie Fineface report.
News about the recent River State, with several communities of the state accessible only by water. Concerned Nigerians say it is expedient for relevant agencies of government to give adequate attention to the safety of routes leading to those communities from Port Harcourt, the capital city.
In Nigeria, if you want to travel to anywhere by boat, the first question is, can you swim? The government is more interested in building bridges.
If we had responsible government that will ensure that every boat that leaves the shores complies with the rules they've set down, we wouldn't have had that much casualties.
Mr. Napoleon Hezekiah, a safety consultant with the River State Ministry of Special Duties, recommends the establishment of emergency response systems in coastal communities to manage accidents in the waterways.
That is community-based disaster management officers. And then leadership of communities be very, very proactive. By proactive, I mean that people should be very conscious. They should not overload their boats before they go. And then if the weather is becoming too bad, they should have some patience to wait. Life do not have any duplicate, of course.
At the Iwofe jetty, where boats convey passengers to Tombia, NTA News noticed a checklist signpost for boat drivers. Meanwhile, indigenes and residents of coastal communities are advised to learn how to swim, bearing in mind the peculiarity of their environment. Onengiye Fineface, NTA News.
And that's our package from Port Harcourt. Is back to Kende for the continuation of Nationwide. Good afternoon.
Thank you, Vivian. And now to some business reports. The Central Bank of Nigeria, in its bids to ensure efficiency in the foreign exchange market, has organized a stakeholders forum to address questions regarding the bilateral currency swap agreement between the CBN and the People's Bank of China. Chimobe Water, Nigeria reports.
Stakeholders forum organized by the Central Bank of Nigeria to address some of the questions arising from the bilateral currency swap agreement between the CBN and the People's Bank of China. A lot of questions bordering on the workability of the agreement has been the focus of discourse among stakeholders. To address this situation, the Stakeholders Forum cleared the air on grey areas in the agreement.
Give us 15 billion renminbi and we will give them 720 billion naira. That is the cross equivalent, because both amounts are equivalent to $2.5 billion.
The currency swap, no doubt, will address some of the foreign exchange problems affecting the strength of the naira in the primary and secondary markets and boost business operations between Nigeria and the People's Republic of China. The meeting also looked at an overview of the agreement, the operation of the swap, regulations for transaction with authorized dealers in renminbi, the modes of payment, applicability of the existing guidelines, and potential benefits for Nigerians, among others.
That they believe will enable Nigerians who do business with China pay in renminbi, so that you do not need to look for a third-party currency, which is the dollar, which is what we use up to this moment to pay.
At the end of this meeting, stakeholders were fully equipped as to the workability of the currency swap agreement between the CBN and the People's Bank of China. In Abuja, Chimobi Walter Naji, NTA News.
The drive to promote the patronage of Made in Nigeria products is definitely paying off. Have you watched the Zebediah and Friends advert on Made in Nigeria rice? The stage the country is now is to make sure that enough is produced so that it will go round. This is what the federal government's Anchor Bearers program is all about, to boost food production, raise the standard of living farmers and generate employment. What a food change. This is fantastic. The better news here, however, is that the Anchor Bearer program initiative is revolutionizing rice production in Borno State. Oyinaya Kalu Oka says if what is happening there is sustainable, Nigeria will soon be exporting rice. The report.
The Minister of Science and Technology is challenging everyone, including scientists, government at both national and sub-national levels, development partners and non-governmental organizations to quickly transform the nation to a globally competitive country. And this challenge is coming now as the federal government is desirous of encouraging the fundamental principles of competitiveness as approved in the national strategy at all stages of development process.
I am convinced that the successful implementation of this national strategy would yield immense benefits to ensure an irreversible indigenous industrialization process, higher productivity, enhanced value addition, quality employment generation, poverty alleviation, and prosperity for our dear nation.
Meanwhile, development partners are backing Nigeria on this national strategy with support commitments.
Nigeria has an opportunity to learn from other countries and to improve on other countries' experiences moving forward. We reaffirm our commitment as UNDP to support the country and the Nigerian people in this regard.
This forum is for participants to make useful contributions on how Nigeria can implement the unique national strategy on competitiveness to reap the immense benefits associated with it. In Abuja, Justin Bem-Unyi, NTA News.
And that was Justin Bem-Unyi's report on federal government on national strategy for competitiveness in raw materials. The importance of registering and having the National Identity Card has been emphasized by the Director General National Identity Card Commission, NIMC. Here in Abuja, Jacob Ruben Samuel reports.
Knowledge is an important tool used to build the society. It's against this background that the management staff of Nigerian Television Authority, NTA Knowledge, paid a familiarization visit to the Director General of National Identity Management Commission, NIMC, to seek for collaboration in educating the general public, especially those in the rural areas, on the importance of the National Identity Card.
Beyond coming here to say thank you, how can we have an improved and enhanced relationship such that we'll be able to promote the different activities of NIMC through our platform?
The Director General of NIMC, Engineer Aziz Aliyu Abubakar, said the visit was timely because there are yet so many people who don't really know the worth of NIMC and the importance of having the new identity card.
We are emphasizing more on the number itself, that is National Identification Number. One is because you can use the number to authenticate who you are at anywhere, any place.
The staff of NTA Knowledge took time to ask questions about the activities of National Identity Management Commission. In Abuja, Jacob Ruben Samuel, NTA News.
We should take another break now. NTA Nationwide continues shortly.
Game on at North Taste Quest 5. Get your kitchen weapons ready. Get your skills warmed up because in this game, the seasoned warrior wins. Get ready for North Taste Quest 5, the special anniversary season, showing on DSTV Africa Magic Family and GoTV Africa Magic on Sundays at 7 p.m. and 6 p.m. on NTA and AIT. North Taste Quest, Battle of Flavors.
Join us every Saturday by 10 p.m. for Eye on the Road,
the program from the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, FEMA.
We'll bring you highlights of policies and programs on road.
Educative.
It's Eye on the Road, showing Saturdays at 10 p.m.
Get the latest.
Promoting digitization and using local content programs to enhance national development and unity in the country has remained top priority for the Nigerian Television Authority. The Director General Yakubu Ibn Mohammed stated this while receiving the Managing Director of Xenox Technology and Konga Nigeria Limited in Abuja. Akim Dairo reports that NTA is partnering Xenox Technology to aid the promotion of local content that would educate citizens on the need to contribute positively to the development of the country.
For me, it's how his outfit and NTA can partner, and bring something out. And at the end of the day, it's going to be a win-win situation.
The Managing Director of Xenox Technology applauded NTA's management for providing excellent TV service that projects Nigeria's positive image both local and internationally. We keep hearing that there is ability and disability for the disabled. This saying will only be meaningful if it is provided practically by giving them opportunities. This much was stressed at a workshop seeking to mainstream roles for people living with disability in the leadership roles. Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
Since the return of democracy, have disenfranchised some groups, especially persons with disabilities who have not been able to actively participate in electoral processes. A workshop aimed at enhancing some category of persons to understand the different challenges faced by persons with disabilities in order to enhance their chances of participation has now been organized.
We actually conducted poly-unit accessibility audit to say exactly what are the barriers that they face. Able to highlight various challenges, that persons with living with disabilities face in terms of assessing the polling unit, in terms of the routes leading to the polling units,
and how to ensure that PWDs are mainstreamed into the political and electoral processes.
A delegate from the European Union pointed out that the Union have put up some activities geared towards enhancing democratic process, one of which is how to better the participation of marginalized persons.
We have had that project running now for the last year.
The problem we encounter most at polling stations are the ad hoc staff. They treat us as if we're nobody.
Important that the President assents to the Persons with Disabilities Bill pending at his table. It will lend a legal document that addresses them specifically. It is expected that at the end of the workshop, a resolution will be reached that will help drive home the change they want to see
in the political process of the nation. In Abuja, Ifeanyi Isumba, NTA News.
Let's now join